Hi, welcome back to the Y Factor. Merry Christmas to all of you. So, एक दरिया है, समंदर भावनाओं का, जो फूट फूट के उमड़ के आता है जब भी कोई तिरासी की बात करता है, क्योंकि तिरासी की बात सुन के ही हर एक भारतीय के लिए, दुनिया के भले वो विश्व के कोई भी कोने में क्यों ना हो, एक गर्व की बात आ जाती है। गर्व इस बात का नहीं कि हमने सिर्फ एक खेल प्रतियोगिता जीती थी. The fact that India was put on a world map by a bunch of people whom everybody had discounted. The true underdog story. The story of India winning the respect of people worldwide, whilst facing humiliation at the same time. The true story of the true grit. That's what 83 encapsulates. So when you had Kabir Khan announcing in 2017 that he's toying with the idea of making this film, one was actually wondering that how do you present a thing which is so well documented and 38 years now and counting, so well etched in people's memory, into a emotional saga which everybody will be able to relate to. That is the question which everybody who is and will be going to see 83 would be asking themselves, okay, how will they show that? Because it's everywhere, it's in your face in YouTube. And that's where Kabir Khan's brilliance shines through. Like, it's a complete fanboy moment. You have Gavaskar, you have Sandhu, you have Vengsarkar, you have Patil, you have Madan Lal, Roger Binny, you have Krishnamacharya Shrikant, Mohinder Amarnath, and Kapil Dev. How does one get all these people together on one shot? So I could not myself. So I decided to do something different this time and ask the audience what did they think about their favorite characters, and this is what they said.
हमको सीधा मारने को आता ही नहीं है, टेढ़ा मेढ़ा ही मार सकते हैं।
कप्तान आज तो मार के मरना है। कप्तान एस्टी मुझे एक सोडा देना।
How would I know about the epic win? I was born a day later.
Funny, na? True, but that is where Atithi scores. They've strung hearts of a mixed bag out here. That mixed bag is an Indian in every city, in every part of the world today. Not a single moment goes in after the first 10 minutes. It starts off with Kalra and having lunch about Began and the invitation for World Cup coming on 1st March, ending on the end of the finale. But the first 10 minutes, when the character of P.R. Man Singh played effervescently, superfluously, every adjective is short for Pankaj Tripathi in this film. When he goes and asks, I don't have access to Lords. And the guy very casually with his pipe says, if India qualifies, we'll give you an access pass. Fact! The first slap in the film. The first time your emotional thing is strung and violently ripped. And then him going and telling Kapil, कि कप्तान आज़ादी मिल गई, इज्जत मिलना बाकी है. That emotion, and then pulling it beautifully, interweaving it throughout the film on a repeated basis and enhancing it. Pankaj Tripathi is the true soul of the movie. His interaction with Gavaskar, his interaction where he gets Kapil to lead the team, motivate the team in whatever manner they can. His interaction with the person on the phone, always haggling about the penalty charges for return, because they don't know when how much longer will the team play. It is Pankaj Tripathi whom Kabir Khan has entrusted with taking the movie forward, and I think this is one of his best roles after Sultan from Gangs of Wasseypur that he has done. He will be remembered for this one. Coming back to the entire cast, means the true star after Kabir Khan is Mukesh Chhabra. Such brilliant casting, and when you see before and after the transformation, you see Hardy Sandhu playing Madan Lal, you see Amy Work playing Balwinder Sandhu, Dahiya playing Roger Binny, means you feel after seeing, you felt, oh, he is true Anglo-Indian, this guy was meant for this role, and then you see him in upcoming Gehraiyaan. You see Sandeep Patil Jr. being played by Sandeep Patil Jr. That is cute and brilliant thought again. Mohinder Amarnath paying a tribute to his father is again not only a brilliant casting coup, but the brilliance of Kabir Khan's direction, of how well he's woven the people in. Kapil Dev in the audiences during the Zimbabwe match. Wow! I just missed Srikanth. If they got him also as a cameo, also would have been brilliant. Jiva making his Hindi debut, but a sort of a comeback after a long time as Krishnamacharya Srikanth, the firebrand, is brilliant. He lights up not only his cigarettes but the screen. Be his interaction with the Indian High Commission, be it the Queen, or his final moment. आड़ा टेढ़ा ही खेल सकता है. Mohinder Amarnath, such a strong vice captain for the entire series, played so brilliantly by Saqib. Again, a moment, a character and a performance he will always be remembered for. Not only because he got the right red handkerchief and the mannerism right, that was bound to be. They were all coached for that by the Kapil's Devils. But the slight thing of the smile, hands behind the back while standing, acknowledging everyone in the room, his motivation for Srikanth in the finals, his goading of Yashpal in the semis, all these points is what highlights Sakalane's performance. Jatin Sarna, the guy from, everybody will remember him from Sacred Games, forget his lesser known movies, playing Yashpal Sharma and genuinely making him immortal with this film, because everyone knows Yashpal Sharma's contribution to the Indian team and their entire campaign for the World Cup of '83. But when you see him portrayed by Jatin Sarna and the way they've shown him, you feel that this was a hero who deserved a story of his own. That is the brilliance of Kabir Khan. When Mohinder Amarnath took the last wicket and he ran towards the pitch and took the bails and ran off, that is a moment everybody knows to pat. But then pausing it at that moment and then capturing the emotion from the borders of India, Pakistan, the riot hit Nawabpur, every person living across the country, to every person, to be it Romi Dev's Dangal moment with Deepika Padukone, be it Pankaj Tripathi in the audience, be it every fanboy moment in the audience. He pauses it and shows that strings that one emotion everywhere around. That is the brilliance of Kabir Khan. Knowing very well that this has happened, but then chugging the right thing. How beautifully he shown the communal riots to be pacified by the then late Honorable Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, and saying that, okay, let's move the narrative away from the riots and get everyone talking about the World Cup. And that's the brilliance of Kabir Khan, showing people from the community who feel persecuted today as the people who are burning firecrackers and swaying the flag on India's victory. That is the brilliance of Kabir Khan. Showing the entire reality of those shots, be it Kapil, be it Vengsarkar's injury, be it everything, and then interspersing them during the actual flow of the movie. That is the brilliance of Kabir Khan. Getting Mukesh Habra to cast people like Aditya for Vengsarkar's role. That is the brilliance of Kabir Khan. Getting Deepika Padukone to come and play a cameo as Romi Dev and showing class through only her eyes. Whether she's doting on Kapil at the airport, reminiscing with him at the airport, in the hotel room, firing him for the passes, or the sheer fear during the finals when the West Indian women overpower her. That is the brilliance of Kabir Khan. This is a movie. Getting a firebrand like Ranveer Singh, and honestly I say this in a positive manner, erasing all his Bhansali products, be it Ram, be it Bajirao, be it Khilji, and using him in such an understated fashion as Kapil Dev, who can barely talk English, walk English, because English is a funny language, and getting him with his nuances, be it his protruding teeth or his bowling mannerism, the way Kapil ran after the catch of Vivian Richards from the running audience towards him, brilliance of Kabir Khan. That you got Ranveer Singh playing Kapil Dev, not Ranveer Singh. Getting Anjum Batra to play the die-hard fan and getting the audience to root for him when he says, "Tol baja." That is the brilliance of Kabir Khan. Getting Preetham to give music and interspersing it during the songs with the film's flow, brilliant. Getting his usual compatriot Julius Packham to do the underscore, to the background score, and such a haunting one to be that, brilliant. Getting a story which every Tom, Dick and Harry knows and has heard about, but presenting it in a manner which everyone will be able to relate to. People like me who had seen the thing, and when the television lost the connection and everybody ran towards the other room to see if the radio had the transmission. That is the brilliance of Kabir Khan. A man who started his journey with making docu-dramas and low-budget realistic films, then going into the mainstream, and he is finally, I think, staking claim to be the showman of the new era of Bollywood. Something which Manmohan Desai and Subhash Ghai used to have, that they knew the audience pulse and they knew the experience of how to present the experience of cinema to people. We are not talking about budget, we are not talking about this, we are talking about experience of cinema, which exactly Rajamouli talks about. That is what Kabir Khan presents in 83. The people who I was around with in the theatre, behind and with me, were unanimous in their thought process that they would not mind sitting back immediately after the movie for the next show, and they would have enjoyed it with equal gusto, because that is the brilliance of Kabir Khan. So, does this have the why factor is not the question here. The question is, why have you not gone to see 83 till now? Does it have, I humbly would give it a 6 on 5. Because there is nothing more I can do. This is the brilliance of the film. Does it have the why factor? You still have to ask, is it? Do like and subscribe to our channel, and please follow us on Instagram and Twitter.